Hey guys, what's going on? This is Anthrophic here, and in this video we're going to look at the Vercel AI SDK. So Vercel AI SDK is used to interface with different models out there like GPT, Claude and various other AI models out there in the wild, and Vercel AI SDK makes it a lot easier for you to interact with them, create tools so that those models can do various kind of stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do. We are going to touch the basics of the Vercel AI SDK core version in this video. The core version is basically just a TypeScript SDK where you can just push that or throw that code into your JavaScript or TypeScript file and it will just work. And in the next video, we are going to look at the Vercel AI SDK UI, which can work in nextjs, and it's pretty cool. I think that's the coolest part of the Vercel AI SDK. So yeah, today we are going to look at how you can set up the Vercel AI SDK core in an empty TypeScript file or project, I must say, and how you can generate text using AI models. In this video, we are going to specifically use OpenAI GPT-4o Mini, but you can do any model you want. Even like Grok is giving $25 free credits if you want to. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so like every other video, I first like to go through the documentation itself. So we are at the sdk.vercel.ai, and here it says the AI SDK is the TypeScript toolkit designed to help developers build AI powered applications with React, Next.js, Vue, Svelte, Node.js and more. So there are two types of SDK in the AI SDK. It's AI SDK Core and AI SDK UI. AI SDK UI we will be covering in the next video. Let's go into the AI SDK Core. Alright, so now you can see a lot of different things. I think they can improve the documentation here, but if you go to overview, you will see basic things about like how to use the model itself. It's pretty simple. You just say generate text, you just import it from the AI SDK and you just mention the model and just write your prompt. Other than that, if we go to the providers and models, you can see all the different kinds of models that are supported, all the providers, I must say. If you go to the OpenAI provider, which we are going to use in this video, you can see that you need to actually install this and then how you can configure it. So you can just call create OpenAI and you can just have the API key here, or else it will just pull up from the environment variable. So whatever you prefer. If you have a model that somehow like follows the API for OpenAI, but it's not the model like that, so I think Grok is a perfect example. You can simply change the base URL and it should work, but I'm pretty sure they already have a model for Grok here. So yeah, not the model for Grok and a provider for Grok here. So yeah, let's get started. So we need to do a lot of stuff here because we actually don't have a project here. So we are going to go create a new actually we need to go to YouTube first, and now I'm gonna do mkdir and I'm gonna name it AI SDK YT cd AI SDK YT, and now we're gonna do pnpm init. Now quickly we are gonna install pnpm install -d TypeScript tsx, and what else do we need? Let me check if we are missing something. Yeah, we also need types/node. These are the developer dependencies we need. And then let's install AI SDK/OpenAI because we are going to use OpenAI. If you're using any other provider, you should check the documentation and see what are the steps for your specific provider. Then we also need .env because we will be pulling the API key from our environment variable file. And then we need Zord because we are going to make a schema. We will see later in the tutorial. So yeah, let's install this. Should not take a lot of time. Now let's clear. Now let's do npx. Remember, this should be npx. pnpx does not work when doing npx tsc init for some reason, but yeah, just do this and it should work. And now let's open code dot and let's wait for Visual Studio Code to open. Perfect. Let's get this to full screen. Yes, trust myself. Let's create a new file called as index.ts, and now let's go to package.json, change the script to start, and let's have here tsx. Did we install it? Yeah, index.ts. Perfect. Now we are done. We just need to have .env file here, and we're just going to have OpenAI API key, and make sure you paste your OpenAI API key here, or whatever provider you are using, just paste it here. I'm not going to paste it on screens. I'm not going to let you copy my API key at all costs. So yeah, I'm gonna be back. Alright, so I pasted my API key in the .env file. Now we can just get started with the index.ts file. So first of all, we need to load our environment variable. So how do we do that? So we can just do import config from .env. Perfect. And now we can just call the config function. Perfect. Now we need to actually create the provider. So we can just do const OpenAI is equal to create OpenAI, like we saw in the documentation. And now we can just pass in an API key here. Not any, we don't need an engine ID, please. Please Copilot, don't be dumb. All right, so now let's create an asynchronous function called as main. We will need it because we are going to do a lot of awaits here. So yeah, now we are going to do a lot of different things here. So first of all, let me show you how to generate text. So just generating basic text. So what we are going to do is we are going to do const result is equal to await generate text, which is imported from AI, by the way. And now we are going to pass in the model. We need to actually open an object here. Model is supposed to be OpenAI, which we created above, and we just need to pass in the model, actual model we want to use here. Actually we pass in the provider here and the model inside this. So GPT-4o mini should do. If you want to use GPT-4o, that's fine. I'm just trying to save some money. Yeah. So the next thing, we just need a prompt, and I'm just gonna have give me a recipe to make paneer tikka masala. If you are an Indian, shout out to you, man. So yeah, now how do we get the response? So let's destructure it and you will get a text here. Now we can simply do console.log text and we can have the recipe. So let's do pnpm start because we configured it in the package.json file. Let's wait. It's going to take some time and we are going to fix this later. It's not going to be that pretty, but we are going to fix it later. We are going to actually stream the text that when you use ChatGPT, it shows you one word at a time, right? We are going to do that, but it's not going to be pretty in this terminal. We will do that in the next video. So yeah, you have the recipe here. I'm not going to read it, of course, but I'm not a good cook anyways. So yeah, now let's try to stream the text. Just I mentioned, one advantage of streaming the text is like, if you don't access the next word or the next text part, the next few words will not be generated. So if you want to abort the generation, you can do that before it is completed and you will save a lot of tokens in that case. So that is one advantage of doing that. So how do you do stream text? So now we can just do const result. We are going to destructure that anyways. Now we can do stream text. Remember that this should not be an await because we actually need words of these at all times. So we can, if we just do await here, it will just stop here and it won't make any sense, right? So it will just give us the result after it's done doing its thing. So model is OpenAI GPT-4o mini, give me a recipe for paneer tikka masala. And now we can just destructure it and we need a text stream. And now how do we deal with this? We can just use a for loop. So for await const text of text stream, we just console log the text. Of course, there are ways to prettify it. So whenever there's a new text part, it will just appear in a new line. But for now, this is the only thing I want to show you. I just want to show you how streaming works. If you have a way to prettify this, like using different kinds of libraries for your terminal, you can do that here. But I just want to show you how this works. So I'm just going to clear the terminal and I'm going to do pnpm start and let's see how this works. yeah, you see like these text parts are coming one by one. These are not in one line, so these are not at all pretty to see, but you can do that in your web app, or like use some kind of fancy terminal library in your node.js to fix this. But you see how it was one word at a time, so you don't have to wait for a very long time to start seeing the answers, and you can probably just abort it if you don't want to, and you can like save the tokens. So yeah, this is what streaming does. Now let's get to the slightly cooler part. I'm just going to comment this. Now we are going to go into tool calling. So what exactly is tool calling? What if I wanted to actually go ahead and create a new function that the model should run whenever the function is relevant to be run? So the example that the documentation uses, let me show you, is the weather one. So we are not going to use the weather one. We are just going to do a very simple thing, but let's go to docs. Let's go to the tool calling. They use a tool called as weather. It is used to get the weather, and whenever the LLM calls this function, this tool, this function is executed. Although they are just providing just random values, but if you actually have access to the user's location, you can call some API and get the weather and pass it back to the LLM, which then can do its thing and give it back to the user. So yeah, this is pretty cool. You can do a whole lot of things with it, like even control your computer or do a lot of stuff. This is wild, man. So yeah, let's do this. We are just going to use generate text here. I'm not going to do stream text again. Const text. I'm gonna just destructure it beforehand. Await generate text. Model should be 4o mini. Make sure you use a model that supports tools. 4o mini does. So yeah, and now we need to actually provide tools. Remember that you give proper names to tools and give proper descriptions, or the LLM would not know when to call these tools. So yeah, or they won't, or the LLM won't even understand what this tool basically does, and will misunderstand it and do like its own thing. So yeah, what I want to do is I want to do add two numbers. This is my function name. This is a very simple thing, and I'm not trying to like overcomplicate it right now in this video. I just want to tell you how this works. You can apply your creativity all day. And here we need to provide some things. First description is add two numbers, perfect. Then we need to pass in the parameters. Now the parameters, this needs to be an object, but we need to tell the LLM what are the parameters for the function, right? So how did they do this here? They use Zod. So if you don't know about Zod, I highly recommend you to watch my video on Zod. It will be linked in the description, or it will be on the top somewhere. Yeah, or you can just go in YouTube search and just say Zod or something like that. You will get it. But yeah, Zod is basically used to define a schema. So it's basically typings for JavaScript developers. But okay, that one was cringe. That I should not have said that my bad. Okay, so Z, first of all, let's import Zod. Now it's say import Z from Zod. Now I just need to provide an object, and here I can pass in my own parameters. So a.number, b.number, I can provide a description to this, describe, and I just say first number, and here I can do the same thing, second number. The reason I'm not disabling Copilot here is AI tools are catching up really quick, and I think you should be using Copilot too to speed up your work. I'm not that kind of YouTuber who's gonna say don't use Copilot. But yeah, unless you are like super new who is trying to learn, like this is not super new level stuff, so you definitely can use Copilot. Okay, so we have the description, we have the parameters. Now the only thing is left is actually executing the addition. So now we have the execute function. Like any other function, we will have the parameters which will be matching, which will match the parameters we passed above. And now this should be actually an async function, that's why it's crying. So now you can simply do return a plus b. But don't you think that LLM is already going to give us the right answer? Sometimes yeah, sometimes no. Like if I ask it 5 plus 2, it's going to give me 7. But what if I just do plus 2? I just want to see if the tool is working or not. So I'm just going to have an intentional error to see if tool works or not. All right. So yeah, after this is done, we just need to like provide, are we good here? Yeah. We just need to provide a prompt, add 5 and 2, and we need to actually add a max steps here. I'm just gonna add 5. For whatever reason, when I didn't add this, it didn't really work. It just gave me an empty output. So I'm just gonna add this, and we're just gonna do console.log text. Let's save this, and let's go back to terminal and see what happens. So okay, I want to clear this. This is just a mess. pnpm start. So according to our tool, 5 plus 2 is 7, and we need to add 2 to it. So we should get 9 if the tool is executed. If the tool is not executed, we should get some other answer like 7, which is actually correct. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, it says sum of 5 and 2 is 9. And now what if I just remove the tool? What will happen? It should give me the correct answer, right? So it's just going to rely on the LLM to give the proper answer. It's not going to use any tools. The LLM does not have any tools. Yeah. But like if we have the tools, we can do that. You know what? Why would a calculator tool would be good for LLM? That's when actually the LLM sucks. Because sometimes the LLM sucks so bad in maths that you need to give it a calculator. But yeah, we have an intentional error just to see if the tool is working or not. Don't think that I am dumb. Don't think that I do not know addition. I am not that good in maths, but I do know addition. Okay, that was cringe. Okay, there is one more thing I want to show you, which I personally haven't prepared for this video. I just thought that I should do this on the fly. Structured data is basically when you want the LLM to generate JSON strictly and not like stupid text. Here is the JSON you want. No, you just want the JSON, you use the structured data thing. So instead of generate anything, you just do generate object, and you just provide the schema using Zord. And yeah, let's try this. I want to do something out like that. Okay, I want to comment everything. I know this file is a mess. So yeah, const object await generate object model. I hope that this is able to do with 4 mini. I'm not sure. We will find out really quickly. Schema. First of all, let's write the prompt. What do we want exactly? All right, let's just do this, and let's just have like a schema z dot object, and here first of all, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I want. Thank you so much. So yeah, z dot list of ingredients, z dot string name of the recipe, list of ingredients, steps, list of steps. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much, GitHub Copilot. You are useful for once. Console.log object. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's going to say object for whatever reason, but let's check. Clear pnpm start. Okay, it's doing its thing. Let's wait. Oh, okay, that worked. Yeah. Name paneer tikka masala, ingredients, you have it here. Then you have the steps. Like this is cool if you want to have like a universal API which just works and you don't want like the LLM to give stupid answers like here is your JSON, and it just breaks everything for you on your application end. So yeah, this is the AI SDK core. There is a lot of different things you can explore here. I just like did a few things here, the most important things you should be knowing about it, but you can just go ahead through all of these. I think the major things are already done. You can just go here and see what interests you more and look at all the different configurations you want. I think these are very interesting. You should be looking at them. I will also be looking at them in a few moments. But yeah, that's it for this video. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something about the AI SDK core and how you can use AI features in your pretty much any kind of JavaScript or TypeScript application. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below about like what are the suggestions you want me regarding like the content on this channel, or if you have anything to add to the content of this video, feel free to let me know. I'm not the smartest person, so let me know if there's something I'm missing and I would definitely try to improve. So yeah, that's it for this video. I really appreciate you sticking to the very end, and if you're sticking to the very end, make sure you comment down below and tell me that you are at the very end. It will really mean a lot to me. So yeah, enough of speaking. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.